This is the story of Paul Pogba, a footballer who went from being one of the most talented midfielders in the world to struggling with injuries, controversies, and even a ban from football. Paul Pogba was born on March 15, 1993, in a small town in France. His parents had moved from Guinea to France in search of a better life. Paul was the youngest of three brothers, and from a young age, he fell in love with football. His older brothers, Matthias and Florentin, also played the game, but it was clear that Paul had something special. As a child, Pogba would spend hours kicking a ball around his neighborhood. He was skillful, strong, and had a natural talent that made him stand out. When he was 6 years old, he joined a local club, Roissy-en-Brie. Even at that young age, coaches could see his potential. After a few years, he moved to US Torcy, where he became the captain of their youth team. But it wasn't long before bigger clubs started noticing him. In 2007, Pogba joined the Academy of Le Havre, a well-known club in France that had produced many top players. At Le Havre, Pogba's talent continued to grow. He was tall, fast, and had great vision on the field. His ability to control the game from midfield made him one of the most promising young players in France. Scouts from all over Europe were watching him closely, and in 2009, Manchester United made their move. Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world, offered Pogba the chance to join their youth academy. It was a dream opportunity, and despite some controversy with Le Havre over his transfer, Pogba made the move to England. He was only 16 years old, but he was ready to take the next step toward becoming a football star. When Paul Pogba arrived at Manchester United, he knew he had to work hard to prove himself. The club had a strong history of developing young players, and he was determined to be one of them. At the time, Manchester United was managed by the legendary Sir Alex Ferguson, a coach known for his discipline and high standards. Pogba played for the club's youth and reserve teams, where he impressed with his passing, strength, and ability to control the midfield. His performances showed that he was ready for the first team, but getting into United's senior squad was not easy. In the 2011-12 season, Pogba was given a few chances to play with the first team. He made his debut in a League Cup match against Leeds United and later appeared in some Premier League games. However, he wasn't getting as much game time as he wanted. Pogba believed he was ready for a bigger role, but Ferguson had other plans. The club had experienced midfielders like Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick, which made it hard for the young Frenchman to break into the starting lineup. Pogba grew frustrated. He wanted to play regularly and prove himself, but he felt that Manchester United wasn't giving him the chance. In 2012, Pogba made a bold decision. Instead of renewing his contract with United, he chose to leave the club and join Juventus, one of Italy's top teams. Sir Alex Ferguson was not happy about this and later called it a lack of respect. But for Pogba, it was a chance to finally show the world what he could do. His move to Juventus would turn out to be one of the best decisions of his career. When Paul Pogba arrived at Juventus in 2012, he was still a young player with a lot to prove. But unlike at Manchester United, Juventus believed in his talent and gave him a chance to shine. He quickly became a key part of the team, playing alongside stars like Andrea Pirlo and Arturo Vidal in midfield. At Juventus, Pogba's game reached another level. He had the freedom to express himself on the pitch. His dribbling, powerful shots, and creative passes made him one of the most exciting young players in the world. He helped Juventus dominate Italian football, winning 4 Serie A titles in a row from 2013 to 2016. One of his biggest moments came in 2015, when Juventus reached the UEFA Champions League final. Pogba played a crucial role in the team's success that season, but in the final, they lost to a strong Barcelona side led by Lionel Messi, Neymar, and Luis Suarez. Still, Pogba's performances caught the attention of top clubs across Europe. By 2016, he was one of the best midfielders in the world. He had won multiple trophies, developed into a complete player, and was ready for a new challenge. That summer, Manchester United came knocking again, wanting to bring him back. This time, they were willing to break the world transfer record to sign him. For €105 million, Pogba returned to Manchester United, the most expensive player in football history at the time. The move was supposed to mark the beginning of a new era for both him and the club. Fans were excited, expecting him to lead United back to greatness. But things didn't go exactly as planned. In the summer of 2016, Paul Pogba made a sensational return to Manchester United for a record-breaking €105 million fee. His homecoming was announced in grand fashion, with the club using the slogan "Pogback." United fans were excited, believing that Pogba would help bring back the glory days. At first, things seemed to be going well. Under manager Jose Mourinho, Pogba played a key role in the team's success during the 2016-17 season. He helped United win the EFL Cup and the UEFA Europa League, scoring in the final against Ajax. His performances were strong, but some critics felt he wasn't doing enough to justify his massive price tag. On his best days, he was unplayable, dribbling past defenders, making incredible passes, and scoring long-range goals. But on other days, he looked inconsistent and struggled with injuries. His relationship with Mourinho also became a major issue. The two clashed over tactics and Pogba's attitude. At one point, Mourinho even stripped Pogba of the vice-captaincy, and tensions between them were clear. In 2018, after a poor run of results, Mourinho was sacked, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took over as manager. Under Solskjaer, Pogba had a brief resurgence. He played a key role in United's attack, forming a great partnership with Bruno Fernandes. In the 2020-21 season, United finished second in the Premier League and reached the Europa League final, though they lost to Villarreal on penalties. But injuries continued to affect Pogba's career. He missed large parts of multiple seasons, and when he did play, his performances were often inconsistent. Fans and pundits began to question whether he was truly the world-class midfielder they expected. By 2022, Pogba's time at United was coming to an end. His contract was set to expire, and with no agreement on a renewal, he left the club as a free agent, just like he had done a decade earlier. He returned to Juventus, hoping to restart his career. However, his problems were far from over. Despite his struggles at Manchester United, Paul Pogba always performed at his best for the French national team. The 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia was his chance to prove himself on the biggest stage. Playing under coach Didier Deschamps, Pogba was a key figure in France's midfield, controlling games with his passing, strength, and leadership. He formed a solid partnership with N'Golo Kanté, allowing the team's attacking stars like Kylian Mbappé and Antoine Griezmann to shine. Throughout the tournament, Pogba played with focus and discipline. He silenced his critics by delivering consistent performances, helping France reach the final against Croatia. In the biggest match of his career, Pogba stepped up. He scored a crucial goal in the final, placing a precise shot past the Croatian goalkeeper to give France a commanding lead. France went on to win 4-2, and Pogba lifted the World Cup trophy, fulfilling a childhood dream. Winning the World Cup was the peak of Pogba's career. He had proven to the world that he was an elite midfielder and a true champion. But after reaching the top, his career slowly began to decline. After leaving Manchester United in 2022, Paul Pogba returned to Juventus on a free transfer, hoping to restart his career. Juventus fans welcomed him back with excitement, remembering the incredible performances he had delivered during his first spell at the club. However, things did not go as planned. Shortly after rejoining Juventus, Pogba suffered a serious knee injury during pre-season. The injury kept him out for most of the 2022-23 season, and even when he returned, he struggled to regain his form. He played only a handful of games before getting injured again, raising concerns about whether he could ever return to his best. Just when it seemed like things couldn't get worse, another major setback arrived. In September 2023, Pogba was suspended after testing positive for testosterone, a banned substance that enhances muscle strength and recovery. The test was taken after Juventus' opening match of the season. Later, a second test confirmed the result, putting Pogba's career in serious danger. The football world was shocked. How could a player of his status and experience end up in such a situation? Pogba insisted he had never intentionally taken any banned substances, but the damage was already done. If found guilty, he could face a 4-year ban from football, which would likely mark the end of his professional career at the highest level. From being a World Cup winner, and one of the most expensive players in football history, Pogba was now fighting to save his reputation and career. Pogba's suspension was later reduced to 18 months, starting from the 11th of September, 2023. Which made him available to play the game of football again in March 2025. However, he has not reached any agreement with any club. As of now, the football world waits to see what will happen next. Will Pogba be able to clear his name and make a comeback, or is this the tragic end of what was once a brilliant career? Only time will tell. Please don't forget to hit the subscription button for more videos like this.